Imagine you wanted to play Minecraft on a normal Friday night. It's just a normal weekend. You're bored, so you decide to play Minecraft. Nothing seems unusual. You create your own world and start playing. Most of us grew up loving Minecraft. And apart from the Herobrine myth, we never really experienced anything truly terrifying. After all, it's a game made for everyone. I start by chopping wood, craft some stone tools, and after killing a few animals, you head out to mine like you always do. It had been a long time since I last played Minecraft. But honestly, the classic gameplay didn't excite me anymore. After playing it since childhood, it had become boring. So before starting my world, I decided to install a few mods. But at the same time, I've never liked mods that change the game too much. Because part of what I love about Minecraft is its simplicity. Most of the time, I just build while listening to music. It's always been my way to relax, to escape reality, even if only for a moment. But this time, things didn't go the way they should have, not the way you'd expect. And I think, for the first time, something like this was happening. Most of you probably think this was just a horror mod, and you wouldn't be wrong. Mods like this often do things like that. At first, I thought the same, and honestly, I was frustrated with myself. My perfectly fine world was ruined because of a mod I downloaded by mistake, and I knew I'd probably have to start over once I removed it. At least I figured exploring this horror mod wouldn't hurt. I've always liked liminal spaces, and maybe, just maybe, I could turn this mistake into something worthwhile. But in this world, things rarely go the way we want, and what was about to happen was going to push things beyond their limits. Everything was about to change, the moment I found this book.
This mod is in version unfinished experimental abandoned by its developers. According to old notes, it contains a hidden virus. This virus only activates if you die in game or forcefully shut down your computer. When the mod is active, you cannot leave the game in any way. If you try to exit or if you die, the hidden virus will trigger if you installed this mod by accident. Stepping through the exit gate in the map will automatically deactivate the mod. Do not break any blocks. Do not attack other players. If any rule is broken, the in-game security bot will immediately eliminate the player. I'm not sure about the bot's code anymore. I hope it still works correctly. And if you notice any strange behavior in a level, stay away from that area. The deeper you go, the more dangerous the environment becomes. The place you are in right now is the starting zone, considered safe.
At first, I believed it was just a cleverly written horror story. But when I tried to leave the game, that's when I realized nothing was going the way it was supposed to. The exit button truly didn't work, and I wanted to convince myself this was just a polished, newly developed mod. So, like everyone else would, I tried pressing Alt F4 to escape the game. But as you can see in the footage, even that attempt failed, and it genuinely sent chills down my spine. I didn't want to believe I had accidentally downloaded a mod containing a virus. Yet the events left no other explanation. Maybe I should have manually shut down my computer, but after everything that had happened, my interest in the mod only grew, and I decided to keep playing. Even without much hope, I went to the exit door described in the book and attempted to shut down the mod. As I had anticipated, the exit door was sealed, and I wasn't permitted to break a single block. No matter how much I tried to leave the game, it didn't work. Once more, I realized my only option was to continue playing. According to what was written in the book, the place I was in now was an office-themed liminal space, and there shouldn't have been any hostile creatures here. I was supposed to follow the rules and only break blocks if necessary. I looked around to see if I had missed anything, but there was nothing. It felt completely empty, which was probably a clear sign that the mod wasn't fully finished. Unable to pass the locked doors, I explored a little further and discovered this switch. It was reassuring to know I wasn't trapped on this level. Just as I thought, since the mod wasn't finished, it might have been buggy, or even very short. And, as the book described, I had located the anomalous section of this level. I kept my distance, just as it advised, and moved on to explore the other rooms. The rooms I discovered hinted that this mod might allow multiple players. One of the rooms felt as if it belonged to someone, and the sheer number of rooms suggested that others could join the game at the same time. Because the mod wasn't fully finished, most of the doors I found didn't open to other rooms. This drastically reduced the areas I could explore and slightly crushed my hope. When I turned back, every room and all the lights had vanished. I could feel goosebumps all over me. I didn't remember pressing a command block or clicking anything, and I couldn't understand how this had happened on its own. I'm not usually familiar with command blocks or how mods function. Having nowhere left to go, I attempted to reach another area I might have overlooked at the start, but the door slammed shut behind me. I had no clue how this had happened, nor how the commands functioned. It seemed the game had left me no exit except for that anomalous room. It was determined to lead me there. The footsteps, the blocks being placed, and certain sounds I'd noticed since the beginning of the game grew even more distinct here, and everything was becoming increasingly bizarre. In that instant, I realized where the sounds were coming from. I wasn't on a server, hadn't joined another player, and hadn't created a server, so it was likely just a bot. Yet I had no clue whether this mob was hostile or a friendly NPC. Following the book's guidance, as I went deeper, the rooms began to crumble and the sounds grew increasingly strange. I figured this must be one of the most popular horror mods, but why hadn't anyone made a video of it yet? Or had I simply missed it? Could such a masterpiece really be unpopular? Or was everything in the book true, and was my computer really under threat from a virus? and at that very instant I spotted the mob again. This time, I chose to follow it. Perhaps it would lead me to the exit.
Hello user, performing standard check. Please remain calm. Please do not leave your current area. For your safety, I detected an anomaly and cannot process the data. Performing final results were found. The anomaly elimination mode is being activated.
I had no idea what that entity was, why it pursued me, or how I had escaped by slamming the door. All I knew was that by following it, I had been reckless, and I had now left the safety of the level and ventured even deeper. Any misstep from here could have triggered a virus on my computer. And now, while editing this video, I finally understood that the mob I encountered was actually the security bot from the book. Apparently, because the mod was unfinished, its code wasn't functioning correctly. From this point onward, it would have taken whatever steps necessary to kill me, but luckily, due to the incomplete code, it couldn't teleport to me or instantly ban and eliminate me. Still, it now knew I existed, and it seemed to be actively searching for me. I had discovered yet another switch, seemingly confirming I was on the right path. Was all of this part of a masterfully written scenario, or if I hadn't approached the security bot at the beginning, could I have found another exit? Yet I knew that from this point forward, my actions barely mattered. The bot had already recognized me as a threat, and there was no escaping it, nor any way to destroy it. I stumbled upon another command block room, one the developers hadn't hidden. It reset my fall damage, and I switched the game to survival mode. Was this sheer luck, or a deliberate part of the scenario? I had no clue, but I pressed on regardless. As I navigated through all of this, the bot kept closing in, and I desperately needed to find a way out of this place. It seemed as if the game itself wanted me to do this. It handed me an axe and a pickaxe, and somehow I already knew what I had to do with them. The corridor behind me had completely vanished, and I was somewhere utterly alien. How was this even possible? Why had such a brilliant mod been abandoned halfway? And why did it harbor a virus whose reality I couldn't even be certain of?
This message is being broadcast by the Department of Defense of the Republic. A paranormal anomaly affecting the entire nation has been detected. For your safety, please carry out the following instructions.
Strange glitches and distortions had started to appear in my hunger and health bars. Like I said, I still couldn't comprehend how something this advanced could could exist inside Minecraft.
It's being broadcast by the Department of Defense of the Republic. A paranormal anomaly effect.
After exploring for nearly half an hour, I hadn't come across any other bots. At last, it seemed I had finally discovered another exit. Without even touching the button, I was abruptly transported to an entirely different place, and I had absolutely no clue how it had happened. I had never experienced or even seen a mod anything like this before. With the rules no longer holding any sway, I shattered a door sealed with blocks and stumbled upon a hidden command block room. Following the trail of redstone dust, I discovered yet another secret area, and there I found a different, mysterious book.
This section belongs to an experimental months ago. I am an immersion. We scrapped the developer. Our development team had a fight. Because we detected that someone was messing with the codes of the mod and disbanded the team, the person with evil plans made an AI which detects players and eliminates them, which makes them lose his game. I am writing this because there may be some victims who fell for this trap, and I hope this book will make you understand what's behind all this mess. Teleport system kept placing players into unfinished rooms. Entities duplicated themselves randomly. The AI pathfinding scripts crashed and caused entire areas to freeze. On some setups, the mod would lock the entire O5 for minutes at a time. I hid this book in the map and decided to write it down to guide the victims of his experiment. If you are stuck here, stay away from the security bot. If you are stuck here, stay away from the security bot. Will flag you as an invalid entity. That triggers its cleanup protocol. It will delete your system. It also has a power that can block players' paths with bedrock, which increases the further you go down. So, trust the human-like shadows in the rooms. Those are rendering errors, not players. Avoid areas with flickering lights or half-loaded walls. Those zones have the highest crash risk. If you find an exit that isn't blocked, don't go any deeper. Going deeper will only make things worse. This is all the information I have about this mod. It will get taken down as soon as possible, but if you stumbled upon it, good luck, player. You will need it.
This corrupted book, likely written by someone else, revealed a wealth of information about the mod. Many of my questions were finally answered, and I discovered new details as well, making it painfully clear that things were only going to get worse. I don't even know how to put what I experienced into words, but that thing was getting stronger and stronger. I was lucky to escape, or maybe the game wanted me to end up here all along. I no longer knew where I was going, or what I was even doing. The excitement and adrenaline inside me were slowly fading away, replaced by a strange sense of boredom, a quiet exhaustion, and I still had no idea how I was going to get out of this place.
hiding this note here. I hope it reaches someone. During my time here, I noticed something strange. The books I placed on lectern slowly disappeared. I don't want this one to vanish too. What I'm about to say is important. I think I may have found a way out, but I don't think I can reach it myself. I have a life outside this game. I can't stay here any longer. I'm going to unplug my computer directly if you find this note. I thought it might make your experience feel more real. I'll keep the path hidden. That's more fun.
Not every fall is a mistake. Sometimes you have to fall to get back up. The lighthouse will guide you. The book ended with those words. It seemed the one who wrote it had thought the same as me, that this mod was nothing more than a simple piece of entertainment. But the real question was, how I had found this book in the first place. A book written by another player. How had it ended up here? I needed answers. I needed to know more. While editing, I noticed something. My hunger bar, my health bar, and my XP bar had all been completely reset. I don't know how it happened. The raw footage in my hands is incredibly long, but no matter how hard I searched, I couldn't find that moment. I don't know if you watched this far, but you might be wondering why I didn't just shut down my computer. I guess, after everything that happened, I believed that if I turned it off, the virus would find me. And I have to admit, after all of this, it wouldn't have surprised me at all if my computer actually got infected. After a long journey, I finally found a hollow. If I jumped, like the book had described, I would fall. And maybe, just maybe, I could get up again and escape from here. By this point, I had almost no energy left. It was nearly midnight, and I was exhausted. I didn't think much, and I jumped. I think I had done the right thing. If I hadn't jumped there and had kept going, I don't know how long I would have stayed stuck in that place. Looking at my current situation, it was more open and comfortable than the other levels. But even in such an open space, I had no idea where danger could come from, or how I would find my way in such a huge area. According to the book, I needed to find the lighthouse next. There were glowing structures everywhere. I don't think I was the first to arrive here, but if this wasn't a server, how could I see or find what other players had built? Or was this mod updating itself as someone else constructed things? I wasn't sure. Around me, there were countless paths I could explore, but my time was running out just as quickly.
Spawned in an office-like place. A friend spawned in the room across from me. We thought it was the wrong mod. Neither of us could exit the game. A locked door led to a command block room. We found a book with rules. Break them and you're removed. We just wanted to finish and escape. 3 hours in the same office. No exit. My friend said he'd shut his PC down. I was afraid to let him. My friend is gone. He said the virus activated and his files got stolen and got his PC locked behind a code that required a specific amount of money. I found a hidden room with a vent and I followed it. Day 5. The lower levels are broken and black silhouettes walk the halls. Something called itself a security robot. It started chasing me relentlessly. Day 6. I found one of the old developer's notes. It said that all of this was made by a traitor in the team. The last level was discontinued and was very dangerous to roam around with holes and missing chunks everywhere. I don't want to find it. Day 7. Bedrock is closing patch. Doors won't open anymore and the world is trapping me. I reached a huge ruined city, silent and empty. I might stay here, but I can't stay in this world forever. I need to reach last level and find a way out of this mess. Day 9. I found a lighthouse. It still emits light. Tomorrow I will go there. Coordinates 1065114.
I think I had finally found my exit ticket, and if what the book said was true, then the virus really did exist, meaning I hadn't been wrong. Or maybe all of this was just part of an elaborate story, a very well written one. I hadn't seen the NPC named Security Bot in a long time. It seemed like I had lost its trail after traveling this far. But in a place like this, if it found me, it wouldn't be hard for it to catch me. I didn't have any more time to waste, so I started heading toward the coordinates written in the book. Water surrounding everything around me, I got onto a bridge to speed things up. It seemed safer and faster, though at the same time, it also made me a more visible and exposed target. At that moment, the only thing I was hoping for was that there would actually be a lighthouse at those coordinates. Otherwise, I think I would have to pull the plug on my computer myself. And yes, it was there. The lighthouse was truly shining, though not in a way that drew too much attention. If I hadn't found that book, I'm not sure how I could have ever made it here. If everything that had happened was real, then the end was truly close, but at the same time, it was impossible to know what kind of ending awaited me. reached the top of the lighthouse, there was only a single lever. I pulled it, and aside from a few sound effects, nothing else happened. And at that moment, I thought this might be how it all ended. But just then, a light began to flicker from a distant building. Moments later, a loud, high-intensity sound followed. Because I was so far away, the sound reached me with a slight delay. But something that loud, reaching this far, could easily attract any mobs in the area. In short, if I was going to do something, I had to act immediately. Just as a disaster was about to strike, I found myself in this corrupted, strange place. I think this was the control point of the mod, and of the world itself. In the end, the fact that the game was unfinished and broken had worked in my favor, allowing me to reach this place. Most likely, this was accessed through a coordinated system with the lighthouse, some kind of emergency combination. But this place wasn't as it was meant to be. It was broken and fragmented. That, to me, suggested that someone had attempted to shut this mod down, but failed. I couldn't be certain, it was only a theory. But I had never felt this close to the end before. This was my only chance, and I couldn't afford to mess it up. Thanks to the map being corrupted, I was able to bypass the locked doors that were meant to block access, slipping past their edges and jumping through. And somehow, I had managed to reach the control panel. And yes, as you can see in the video, I had reached the world's controls, but more importantly, I had gained access to the security bot's commands within the game. With that, I could finally disable it. After disabling all of its systems, there was nothing left to stop me from reaching the exit. Now, I had to return to where everything had started, the place where it all began. And yes, I was there again, the command room where everything had started to get serious. At that point, I was almost like an administrator of this world. But there was nothing left for me to do here anymore. All I wanted was to shut this game down for good. With steady, cautious steps, I walked toward the exit. But at that very moment, the security bot appeared behind me. This time, things were different. It could only walk. It was no longer anything more than one of the creatures trapped within the game. And in that moment, I was certain of one thing. I had escaped this mod. In a world with no exit, I had created my own way out. And I had made it.